I'm making creamy chicken pesto pasta. Doesn't that sound great? I'm gonna show you how I do it. I got a half a pound of penne boiling over here in salted water. And I've heated some olive oil in this skillet. And I've got about a pound of chicken that I've just put salt and pepper on. I'm gonna put it in here. We're gonna start cooking that up. And this is a little different. This isn't a family recipe. This is one that I just started messing around with lately and I really like it. So I hope you're gonna enjoy it. To this, what I've got is Italian seasoning. And that's got marjoram, thyme, rosemary, sage, oregano, basil. So I'm gonna put about a teaspoon in here. Again, I already got salt and pepper going. And I wanna brown these. Now, along with this, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna actually, this time I'm gonna grate in 2 cloves of garlic. And sometimes I like to grate it because I don't like chunks in the, in my dish. And this helps take care of that. Also, I think it keeps the essential oils, releases those and puts it in your dish. I don't know if you ever noticed if you cut garlic or you're mincing garlic on a wooden cutting board, you could see the oil. Well, to me, that's that flavor that I'm leaving there. So I'm doing it this way today. And I mean, some recipes you just break it up and throw it in. Other ones you slice it. This is what I'm doing here. I'm gonna brown these up and I'm gonna cook this, keep cooking this pasta till it gets to be al dente. And I'll be back to show you when the chicken's done. I'm gonna take it out and make the sauce. I'll be back to show you that in a minute. Don't go anywhere, you're gonna like this. Starting to smell good in here. This chicken is ready to come out. I'm pulling it when it is just a very touch pink in the middle. If you cook it too long, let me turn this heat way down. If you cook it too long, sometimes you're gonna get a rubbery chicken. So I'd rather pull it. It's gonna carry over cook, which just means it's gonna continue cooking. And then we're gonna make the sauce. The pasta's almost ready. I've got penne in there, as I was telling you. I'm gonna take this out. If you find that you've just got way too much oil, I've showed you this trick before, but I use it all the time. I will just take a paper towel and a pair of tongs and just let that soak up some of that oil. You're not getting burnt and you're getting rid of a little bit of the oil. I do want a little teeny bit in here, but I'm gonna make this sauce, so I don't wanna go too far. All right, now I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons to this pan, and I'm gonna melt it. And then what I'm gonna do is add 2 tablespoons of flour. And we're gonna create, I guess it's a roux, basically. Oh, it's smelling good in here. We'll put the flour in. You just need to stir this and keep cooking it. And you wanna cook it long enough to cook that flour down. So if you got this right combination, this is gonna cook down. It's gonna get a little bit brown. And then I'm gonna add the chicken broth. Well, I haven't told you, I'm adding chicken broth to this. About a cup. This is looking good to me. Like I say, I like it to go a little bit till it just turns brown, and it doesn't smell like flour, if that makes sense. Now I'm gonna put in a cup of broth. Whenever you're adding anything cold to a hot pan, do it over your spoon so that it doesn't splash back at you. I'm gonna let this come together. And then I'm gonna add about 3/4 cups of, you could use milk, you could use half and half. Today I've got heavy cream. So, and then we're gonna let this just keep going and thicken down. See how that's coming together? It's already getting a little bit thicker. But to make it rich, like I say, I'm gonna eyeball this, but I want about 3/4 of a cup. That looks good. Of heavy cream. And like I say, I'm gonna let this come to a boil, then reduce it down. And when I come back, we'll be able to put all this together because that pasta's gonna go in here. We're going to take it off the heat, add the cheeses. We're gonna add mozzarella, we're gonna add Parmesan cheese. We're gonna add a pre-made pesto. You can make your own, that'd be great if you do. But if you don't make it or you don't have time to, don't avoid doing this dish. Just get a jar of good quality pesto. There's some nice ones out there. Okay, this cream is looking beautiful, this sauce. Now, one thing I forgot, and I wanted to share with you, whenever I'm doing a cream sauce, I like to put in a little bit of nutmeg. I don't know if you do that or if that's something you like. If you don't like it, leave it out. It adds a little bit of, I don't know, nuttiness to it, which makes sense. It's nutmeg, right? And now I'm gonna put the chicken back in. Incorporate that. Next comes the pasta. Then I'm gonna take it off the heat, turn the heat off completely, and add mozzarella cheese and Parmesan and just keep stirring it till it gets beautiful. So what I wanna do is, and if this was too thick, I've got my pasta water. Remember, that's another ingredient. You can always use that to thin it out, and it's beautifully flavored. Let me know if you try these dishes, because I just think they're really, really good. This one for, you know, a pound of chicken and half a pound of pasta, you really do get a lot. All right, there it is. Time to turn this off. I'm gonna switch spoons. I want to incorporate all of this. Now I'm ready to put in my cheese. This is mozzarella. That's gonna melt right away, so I'm gonna stir that. I wanna get my Parmesan in there. I wanna get my pesto. So here's the parm. And I have a half a cup of pesto. This is really, you notice I didn't add a ton of seasoning to this because this pesto has got a really bright flavor to it. And I didn't want to have one thing overpower the other. Now what you could add here is I'm mixing this. If you had some sun-dried tomatoes, that'd be excellent in here. But I'm telling you, just the way it is delicious. Look at that, it's nice and stringy from the cheeses. The pesto's giving it that beautiful flavor that we know and love. I'm gonna just mix this up. I'm gonna keep mixing it till I get it incorporated the way I want it. Then I'm gonna come back and show you how I like to serve it. It's almost time to eat, hang in there. Who's ready to eat? This is looking delicious. So I always tell you, get your best plate that you like to serve your food in. Fill it up. Got some nice chunks of chicken in there. I'm going to clean off the edge of the plate. Oh, look at that string. The mozzarella made it really stringy. Look at this. Top it with more cheese, because we can. I love cheese. This one's a parm. And some basil. Look at that. Now that's a meal. I hope you try this. Let me know. Give me your comments on what you might do different. Ciao for now.